Our next guest is a member of one of hip-hop's most groundbreaking groups, Naughty by Nature.
Yes.
And over the years, he's toured the world with hits like OPP and Everything's Gonna Be Alright.
Now he's back with a hip-hop reunion tour, a rap battle, and much, much more. Vinnie Brown, welcome to Arise 360.
Hello, hello.
All right, welcome.
Okay, so let's talk about the tour. On January 24th, you're hosting the Masters of Ceremony Hip Hop Reunion Concert at Radio City.
Wow, that's a huge
That's a
show.
mouthful.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
talk to us about the event and what can fans expect?
Well, it's a legendary hip-hop show. We have legendary artists like Rakim, Big Daddy Kane,
Biz Markie, Black
DMX,
Sheep.
What about Slick Rick?
Yeah,
Slick Rick?
Wow.
It's crazy.
How did you go about getting all these icons of rap together?
Well,
How
it's
did this
the
come to be?
Legendary promoter, Sal from The Fever, back in the day. Crazy guy, man. So he has connects.
He has connects.
Wow,
Okay.
that's gonna be an amazing show. Is it just gonna be at Radio City, or can people see it around the world?
Yeah, no, that particular show is at Radio City, but they have tons of those shows all around the
Okay,
country.
well, we want to go on tour with y'all.
Yeah,
Just do a whole tour.
definitely.
Okay.
Who are you looking forward to seeing the most?
My favorite, Big Daddy Kane
Big
and
Daddy.
Rakim. Oh, and Biz Markie. I mean, the whole show is crazy.
You can name
You
everybody.
Say she's just a friend.
Exactly.
Baby,
You.
got what I need.
Exactly. See what happens when hip hop is in the building.
I know, it
Yes.
just brings up the joy, doesn't
Yes,
it?
it does. This is like a dream come true.
Oh my gosh.
Naughty by
Now,
Nature.
you also have to tell us about the rap battle that you're working on with UW Battle League.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, my partner Darrison is here in the building. UW Rap Battle League, man. The rap battle culture is an underground culture. Is viral. Blew up off of YouTube, but our event we're about to have January 26th is a groundbreaking event because it's the first live pay-per-view, rap battle. So usually when they have these battles, it takes 4 to 6 weeks to post the battles. But now we're going live real-time streaming pay-per-view via Ustream.
Because usually they leak them one per week, right?
Yeah, one per week.
And so we'll get to see the whole battle. all
What
at
you
one
see is
time.
what you get live
Really?
as it happens.
Now,
So,
how do the rappers enter the battle?
well, they have draft leagues, so you work
okay.
your way up, and then some of our top guys like Loaded Lux and Hollow the Don, our headlining acts. This battle is like, our headlining battle is the Mayweather-Pacquiao of the rap battle industry.
really?
Yeah. So these guys have been around doing tons of battles, and you got to earn your keep, so it's great.
So what do you win if you win?
You just win the right to be that dude.
That
you know?
dude.
rights.
And there's really no actual judges. It's just the fans. It's all public opinion afterwards.
So afterwards, it's just by applause who you think won type of thing?
Yeah, well, it's all social media.
Well,
the
like,
guys go on the blogs, Twitter, and everyone debates about it,
Wow.
And 140 characters or less.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, he murdered that song.
He murdered it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, it was your goal to really make this all go viral. Why is that so important for you to get so many viewers?
Well, the thing is that, we know the traditional music industry is like changing. I wouldn't say it's tanking, but physical sales, CDs, even this is the first year digital downloads have decreased. But moving forward, it's about the subscription-based businesses and live events, live streaming events. So me working with the UW Battle League is the perfect model because that culture is so robust that it's easy to take a league and monetize a channel via Ustream, have live pay-per-view events, and just like Netflix or any other subscription service, you can get your fans to subscribe, $2.99 a month, $36 for the year, and create original content. So that's our mission with UW.
Oh, Vinnie, how'd you become this tech guru?
I know, I've
How do you go
been
from the
nerdy by nature. Oh, wow.
I love that, nerdy by nature.
Nerdy by nature, that's great. But really, how did this happen?
It's just, I've always been hands-on with Naughty by Nature. Like my first website, we were up in '96 when the fastest modem was 28.8 kilobits per second,
Wow.
And our first social media was posting on a message board, People would find naughtybynature.com, post on a message board, and you would go back and forth with them. But then you have, MySpace and all of the different social media networks. We've been here since day one.
And you've also created several apps. What is it about the tech world that just appeals to you? Is this in your blood? What?
Well, absolutely, because again, we've always been hands-on, and now it's not about the record label. It's a owner-operator business, So with social media, with apps, you know, you could harness your own fan base. This is a direct-to-fan, direct-to-consumer base now. And the more artists get it, the better off they'll be. That goes for musicians, you know, clothing designers, movie directors. You can't depend on these people. You got to really dig in and get creative now.
Let's talk about Naughty by Nature.
Yes.
You were one of the first hip-hop groups to really massively cross over, but you still maintained your street cred. How did you pull off that neat trick?
I know, man. It was a blessing. You know, it was just our interpretation of hip hop. You know, of course, hip hop started right here in the great Big Apple of New York City, and Naughty by Nature were from Jersey. So Jersey was like the stepchildren. If you weren't from New York, you couldn't participate. So New York had their own style, and our producer KG, you know, and us, our vibe in Jersey is just our regurgitation or our interpretation of hip hop, and we're blessed to have our own style, you know. And we were the first to like sample one of Michael Jackson's songs, and to have that big crossover success. Like 22, 23 years later, people still out here loving it.
We've got to talk about OPP.
Yes. Yeah, you know me.
Other people's property.
Absolutely.
It's a song about infidelity.
Absolutely.
And it was a massive hit. My father even knows that song. I told him you were going to be on today, and he's like, yeah, you know me. I was like, Dad, how do you know that song?
Wow, that's crazy, man. It's like the gift that just keeps on giving, you know? It's a blessing to have classic records like that.
Did you have any idea it would become a global phenomenon?
No, absolutely not. It was a heartbreak song from high school, you know? And then once Cred chefed up the song, I'm like, wow, who wouldn't be down with OPP?
But do you think most people who were actually rocking to it knew the real meaning of the song?
And really, they don't. And at 23 years later, people still come up, and even over social media, what does OPP stand for? I think that was the greatest question ever.
Yeah,
like.
hip-hop's biggest mystery.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And people still have to get that rise. Someone tweeted me the other day, hey, Vin, I have to ask this. You down with OPP? And they won't stop until you reply and say,
Right,
yeah,
right.
you know me.
Yeah, now leave me alone. So you've won several Grammys, you've gone platinum. What has been the key to your success?
Again, just being hands-on. This has always been an owner-operator business ever since we were the new style, and we owe it all to our hometown of East Orange, New Jersey, you know? It was that first high school talent show that gave us that spark, and it was our whole hometown of East Orange that just supported us to the point where we mastered our backyard. Let's take it to the world now.
Well, take us back to that talent show.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that moment.
That was our very first talent show. You know, Tretch, myself, KG, we had DJ Mufi. We also had another beatbox, Octabox. And we didn't even have a name for our group, but we always ran routines, and we used the Beastie Boys record, It's the New Style. And that was that, you know, routine we did for high school. Once the show went over well, we were like, we need to call ourselves the new style. So we ran with that for a minute until we got with Queen Latifah and Flavor Unit. They was like, you guys have to change your name. And then we made it happen with Naughty by Nature.
Wow, that's hot. So for all those other people that are currently in high school talent shows, what advice would you like to give to them to say, you know, help them survive in the game?
Well, first and foremost, I say do it from the heart. You know, as we said, you know, monetization of music has changed so much that the numbers aren't there the way they used to be. So if you want to, you know, if you want to cash grab, you know, if you're just getting into this for money, I suggest you go to school and learn a valid profession, you know?
Okay.
But if you want to be an artist, if you want to live a healthy lifestyle, healthy creative lifestyle, just be creative and participate from the heart. And the money, the fame, all of that stuff will come later.
Let's talk about the current state of hip-hop. How do you think it's changed since you all were at your height? And what do you make of hip-hop right now?
Wow. Like right now, the South definitely has it on lock, you know?
Yeah.
And it was a big thing about East Coast and West Coast hip-hop, but no one thought about the South. So those guys were down there alienated, and they had to, you know, form their own independent industry. Next thing you know, once the music changed or the industry changed, these guys were the strongest independently. And now what you have is, hey, they're bringing their culture. The strip club culture is really hot right now, and you're getting a lot of this music that works in the strip clubs first.
Do you like that type of music?
I believe that, you know, people kind of bastardize the culture and say, I don't like any of today's hip hop. And that's not the truth. These guys are making some incredible records still. And just like back in the day, you always had whack MCs, sucker DJs, corny songs, whack shows. And the same applies today. But I wouldn't just, you know, throw away the whole genre and say today's music is whack, because it's not. Tons of creative people out there.
So who's in your iPod?
I like Drake, you know. I like, you know, the usual suspects. I like what Drake is doing. I like what.
You don't think he's too sad?
Nah, he's cool, you know.
Okay.
I like what Rick Ross and these guys are doing. You know, Yeezy, Kanye, he's a musical genius. And a temper tantrum haver, but he's passionate. He's passionate.
But what about up-and-coming artists? Are there any we should be on the lookout for?
Well, I would say, you know, look out for a lot of these battle rapper guys. You know, the big stigma about battle rappers is they couldn't transition and be commercial artists, you know?
They're great in a cipher, but when it comes time for a hit song, they're not able to make that leap. Why is that?
Well, I think just people take it for granted, you know? And I don't believe they have access to the producers that traditional, you know, or more commercial rappers have. So it's a big play right now. You know, Kid Capri is working on a mixtape with battle rappers. UW has a mixtape we're using with the battle rappers. And the reality is a lot of these guys have a larger fan base than some of your commercial rappers. So moving forward, that's the thing. Help a lot of these guys make that transition, start touring, and be legitimate commercial artists.
Wow. Speaking of moving forward, what can we see in the future for Naughty by Nature?
Oh, man, I know, right?
Yes.
We're sort of figuring it out, you know. Myself, Tretch, and KG, we've been around for a minute, so we're just touring and figuring it out, what's going on in the future.
So you're touring now, is that like a reunion show, or?
No, we've never stopped touring. We still knock out 100 plus shows a year,
You're
you know?
kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
So in
I hear
KG,
you guys are huge in Japan also.
well, Japan, Australia, Europe, you name it. But the fans are asking for new music from us. So KG's been talking to me like, listen, we got to knock out at least a 5-song EP. We have a lot of fans out there, you know. We have Miley Cyrus bigging us up on her 23 record, Naughty by Nature, like I'm Hip Hop Hooray, you know. So
Really? Are you going to get on the wrecking ball with Miley?
No, we're not going to go that far. But
Not that far, okay.
Big up Miley Cyrus.
Right. Oh, well, thank you so much for taking us a little throwback with us. We really
Yes,
appreciate it.
absolutely.
Hey, thank you so
guys.
much, and we'll see you on the 24th.
Absolutely.
Radio City Music Hall.
Radio City Music Hall on January 26th, the UW Rap Battle in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for being here.
you.
Now we
Thank
want to
you.
know what your favorite Naughty by Nature song is, so tweet us about it at Arise TV 360.